Hi, this is Renee from Beaux Beauty. I'm here to discuss with you something that really pisses me off and chaps my hide. And that's when skincare companies tend to rip off consumers and play on our stupidity. Imagine that. Imagine some big company wanting to rip us off and treat us like we're stupid. Well, anywho, as a former surgical assistant and deputy coroner, I have a huge interest in science. And having been through grad school, which really sucked, and I don't want to do that again, but I did learn a lot about research. God knows I wrote enough papers. Well, anywho, with my thesis, learned about research methodology, research protocols, yada, all that happy ass crap. Well, anywho, it's really helped me out a lot in the skincare world. Now I can tell whether or not a company is full of or if they're legit. So, the first thing is when you see the commercials that come on, a hypothetical situation, some doctor somewhere finds this rare mango, and this mango only grows on one specific island in like the middle of some, I don't know, tropical area full of cannibals. And it's really hard to get this mango, and even then half the mangoes from the tree are rotten, and so there's only a few mangoes that are coming from that. Well, then they take stem cells from that mango, and supposedly this is really good for your skin, but since it's so rare and they had to like traverse this ocean like in the middle of a hurricane and avoid the cannibals and getting speared by natives, well, they bottle this cream or put it in a jar and sell it to you for $800 an ounce. No, not gonna work. Screw that. You don't need that mango that bad. There are plenty of other antioxidants that will work just as well, probably even better. And that brings me to another thing, rotten fruit. Think about a peach, and that peach, it just doesn't rot very much. It stays fresh. You know, you can keep that peach for weeks and weeks and weeks and it doesn't seem to rot. It just looks fresh. The color looks great. So then some doctor comes along and saying, ooh, this peach, it looks so wonderful, it's so pretty, and it's like 2 months old. Oh my gosh, I'm going to tell people to put this all over their skin. And since this peach hasn't aged, your skin's not going to age either. Well, guess what? Jerry brought up a good point. McDonald's fries and Twinkies, those don't rot either. You could put a McDonald's fry in a jar. You know that one documentary that guy did? Well, 6 months later, that fry still looks exactly the same. And a Twinkie probably does too. So, are you going to smear those fries all over your face? I think not. Cockroaches, they can live through, I don't know, a nuclear apocalypse. Are you going to smear cockroaches all over your face? I don't think so. And cockroaches, well, that brings me to another point. The accidental discovery. Fishermen out on a boat, you know, they're looking for that rare island to try to find that mango. But they can't find that mango on that island, so they're, you know, trying to feed themselves. They're pulling fish out of that ocean and eating those fish and slopping those fish everywhere. Well, they notice their hands, they don't look that old. Their hands look really soft and smooth, and they just feel great. Oh, they just look so young. And so they think, oh, it's the fish guts. So they tell you, oh, let's, you know, this fish gut, smear these fish guts all over your skin and you'll look a lot younger. And they sell you these fish guts for, I don't know, $200 an ounce. And because they discovered it accidentally, oh my God, it's a miracle! Fish guts! But no. Little did they know. Did they ever think that it might be the water or something else? Maybe the sand is exfoliating their skin. Or maybe there's one little tiny area where the pH of that water is so perfect that it's isotonic with your body. That means it has the same pH as your body, and your body can absorb that salt water better than anything because it matches it perfectly. So then your skin is really moisturized, and then again the sand exfoliates it. But no, they'd rather make you pay $200 an ounce for those fish guts. And that brings me to yet another point. Buzzwords. Stem cells, they're everywhere. But you know what? Let's go back to that mango, that rare mango. You know, that active ingredient was this mango stem cells? What the f do stem cells have to do from a plant? What do they have to do with your body? Well, I'll tell you what, your human body does not recognize plant stem cells. It just doesn't work. It's a foreign substance to the body. Now, true, plant stem cells and anything from plants may be great antioxidants, but you don't need to spend that much for something, touted as stem cells. Another buzzword, hyaluronic acid. Same thing that's in Juvederm, where you go to the doctor and you get, it injected to help fill wrinkles, make your face more voluptuous or voluminous, whatever, yada, yada, yada. So now every product says, oh my God, it has hyaluronic acid. Oh my gosh, this is an instant wrinkle filler. Look younger. Don't spend thousands of dollars getting injections at the doctor's office. Well, guess what? That hyaluronic acid molecule, it's too big to penetrate your skin. That's why they inject it at the doctor. True, true, true. Some forms of hyaluronic acid, they may do something special to them to make the molecule smaller, but your ordinary everyday hyaluronic acid molecule, it cannot penetrate your skin. It's too big. Not going to work. Yes, it may serve as a great humectant. Hyaluronic acid molecule does hold many, many times its weight in water, so it can act as a great surface moisturizer, but it's not going to fill your wrinkles unless you go to the doctor and get it injected. Makes sense? And don't even get me started on lab coats. Brands where the salespeople wear lab coats. Take any old person, go to the local high school, go to wherever and grab a girl, put them in a lab coat, all of a sudden they become an expert on your skin. No. I don't know. Well, maybe. Do these glasses make me look smarter? Do you believe me more? Do you believe what I'm telling you now that I'm wearing these glasses? Am I more legit? Do I look more official? I don't think so. Well, anywho. Next thing, consumer opinion. You read a product and that product says, well, 9 out of 10 test subjects, they thought this cream made their skin look better. Well, first of all, how are they judging that? How do they know? Are they just, using their own eyes? When did they become an expert? When did normal consumers, like the whole general population, when did we become experts? What school did they go to for aesthetics? What school did they go to for cosmetology? Where did they go to dermatology school? When did they become an expert? And 9 out of 10? 9 out of which 10? And on top, for that matter, which 9 out of which 10? These companies, they pick like 100 people. And then they pick 10 out of that 100 that are perfect for their situation that they want to use for marketing. And then they take 9 out of that 10 so that they can make their marketing stats look good. So, that brings me to another point, adequate sample size. You can't just use 10 people. That one person, that's not saying it looks good, their skin looks better, that's not even statistically significant. So let's talk about research methodology, legitimate research. First off, you need double-blind, placebo-controlled studies, and then you need the results that are actually statistically significant from an adequate sample size. That's legit. So double-blind means, well, let's talk about placebo first, so then I can go on from there. Placebo, most of you probably already know this from junior high science or whatever, but placebo means that one group of people are giving the active ingredient, another group is giving something inert, like a sugar pill or a cream that does not have whatever they're testing in it. So that way they know if it's actually the ingredient that's working or if it's just a psychological thing that's, making the person think that it works. Well, double blind means that neither the researchers nor the test subjects know which group has the placebo and which group has the active ingredient that's being tested until the end of the study. So that way no results are tampered with or anything like that. And you also need an adequate sample size. 10 people is not going to cut it. FDA, any legitimate agency that, has regulations or recommendations for scientific research, they require an adequate sample size. 5,000 people, that's an adequate sample size. 10 people, no, not going to work. And on top of that, the results need to be statistically significant, meaning that you can't have just 1 out of 10 people saying it doesn't work or it does work. That 1 out of 10 people, that could be a fluke. There's nothing to say that, that's not an accidental thing or random or it just happened. You need a big enough number for the results to actually be significant to prove that it works. And also, can the test be replicated? Can the results be replicated? Can you duplicate those results? Can you perform the test again and again and again and again and still get the same results and be consistent? Then after that, once you get the research done, peer-reviewed research, the research needs, the results need to be peer reviewed, which means it's submitted to scientific journals. If the research is legit, it's going to be published in a legitimate scientific journal so that other people in the same industry recognize that the research is legit and that it's good, and that the people aren't full of hokum or baloney. There's nothing bogus in it. And also, is it published in textbooks? Can you find any sort of teaching or educational textbooks with that research in it? Say, you know, college textbooks. You know, if you see a professor or any sort of scientist that publishes something in a college textbooks, chances are that's a legitimate researcher and that their results are actually also legit. American Journal of Medicine, anything put out by organizations that are recognized by the government, American College of Dermatologists, whatever those are. That's going to be legitimate research. So, when it comes down to, am I going to spend $800 for this 1 ounce jar of cream from this random rare mango in the middle of Cannibal Land? Or am I going to spend $200 for a formula made by a scientist with an MD and a PhD who's been nominated for scientific awards, such as like the Nobel Prize or something, and has past and current research published in legitimate publications today? Which makes more sense? I'll tell you what, I know what I'm going to do, and I'm not going to go for that mango.